Welcome back to another video. In this video, we'll talk about the connection between your rest rituals and strengthening your immune system. So if you're interested in that, definitely stick around. This is an important concept because, again, immunity is something that's sort of opaque to many of us. We have to be aware of this concept because of the whole pandemic and just sneezing and being infectious, etc., etc. But it's just like one of those vital aspects of you that make you who you are. Because if you cannot fight off infections or something that happens to you, guess what? You're gonna be like sort of disabled and you're just gonna have more problems in the future. But how does this actually relate to your sleeping, right? How does it relate to your rest ritual? You spend probably a quarter of your day sleeping every single day. So that's like a quarter of your life, not a quarter, like a third of your life sleeping. But we take it for granted what's actually happening, right? Because what's really fundamentally going on is when you are sleeping, your body's undergoing something called regeneration, rejuvenation, just everything about it, recharging, re-energizing you during the day, right? It's doing cleanup. It's processing all the information from the day before, and then eventually it's processing that information, synthesizing it, making use of it, and then eventually preparing for the next day because we want to put information into long-term storage so that we can use it easier, which is essentially our subconscious mind taking over. But then when we are waking up, we're entering the rise ritual, and the activities that we do during the day, again, cycles back into your rest ritual. So in the case of your immune system, what do you think you're doing during the day? You're literally, your body, right? Your body is consisting of 50 to 100 trillion cells. Trillion with 12 zeros. Okay, we know billion with 9 zeros. Trillion, well, is billion with 9 zeros? I know a billion has 3 commas, so it's probably, 9 zeros, and a trillion is 12 zeros. And that's how many of these guys are within you. And so every single day, there are other pathogens that are on top of you or in you that want to take over because you can be a host. You can actually take care of it because you know how to synthesize energy. And as a result of that, they want to live within you and they're opportunistic or whatever, the synergistic, whatever it is, they want to take over you. And so your immune system is constantly fighting a war. They're fighting wars in the internal front, meaning autoimmune wars that are like internal stuff that's causing allergies and stuff like that, and also external wars with the viruses, parasites, protozoas, fungi, just name it, amoebas, everything that just can affect you, your immune system's fighting for, and these guys are responsible for it. They never ask you for your help if you think about it. Have your immune system ever knocked on the door and be like, hey, listen, I'm your immune system. Can you help me out because we're really going through a really bad time? No, they just do their job. Every single day, they do what they have to do to protect you. And so how do you help it? You have to help it by figuring out how are you sleeping, because that sleep time is the most crucial time for your immune system to do its work. Because again, it's not doing other stuff while you're doing during the day. You're sleeping, you're in a controlled environment, you're usually like in a womb-like situation. So your immune system can wake up, do what it needs to do, go throughout the lymph to those different areas to actually fight the wars, fix you up, clean you up to make sure that you can be ready for the next day, right? Because every single day you're going through some sort of repair. Even if it's hard to believe, you're being repaired every single night. Because irrespective of what you think, even if you feel like you didn't do anything during the day that would cause you to be some sort of tear or like some sort of damage occurring to you, it does. Just wear and tear, normal day functions, right? You have skin cells that are coming off, sloughing off, that needs to be broken down and stuff like that. You have bones that are remodeling all the time. You have your fascia remodeling. You have mucous membranes being ripped and put back together. So a lot of things are happening at all given times, and with that understanding, you have to realize that, okay, you have to take care of your immune system. One of the big ways is just channeling the fluid, the lymph fluid. We are all aware of the arteries and the veins that take the fluids from our heart and all the way to all the different parts of our body. But our lymph fluids, our lymph system also does the same thing too. That's the primary channeling of your immune system. And so for that to happen, we need to make sure that we properly situate ourselves. And one of the big ones that you can do is to do breath work. When you do breath work, you're technically manually pumping fluid throughout your body, because normally when your heart is here, it's doing lub dub, right? So it's pushing the blood all over your aorta and it's going through your head, your arms, your mid region and your lower region, but then it's not really pushing the lymph fluid. The lymph fluid doesn't really move like that. Lymph fluid is more static. It moves with gravity as you move your muscles here and there. it just, slowly goes. But what you could do, you could do something called diaphragmatic breathing, where you're actually leveraging the diaphragm to do a breath. When you do a breath like that, you're literally creating this concavity to go flat, go down, flat, go down. So you're actually pumping the fluids up and down, so you can speed up the process of the lymph fluid, which is great if you have any sort of respiratory infection in your face, because guess what? We need all that lymph that's within the different areas of your body to flow it out. When we do, we get new lymph in there, and then that lymph will have like white blood cells and macrophages and whatnot to actually take care of whatever that infection was. So it'll speed up the process, and it'll also remove a lot of the debris from the wars that they've been fighting, because again, those bacteria, whatever it's in you, viruses, need to be sort of assessed by like the intelligence system, the military intelligence, immune intelligence, so that way they can remember for a further future event. If something were to occur like that again, they can react faster. Which is, come on, it's fantastic thinking about. Which is why I want to help you understand that your sleeping is super important. So always think about that. So 2 things always keep in mind when you're about to go to sleep is 1, don't eat 2 to 3 hours before bed. This is going to help you a lot because we want our body to replenish itself. 2, while you're sleeping, try to minimize the amount of movement, try to get at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep. And then again, you want to be really relaxed when you go to sleep, because if you're not, if you're stressed out, guess what? You're just going to be having the same exact feeling the next day. So hopefully that made sense to you guys. If you have any questions on this, of course, you have the comments box, but go ahead and hit that like button, letting me know you liked the video if any of this was valuable to you. And of course, if you did not like this video, you found no value, go ahead and hit the dislike, letting me know why you disliked it. And then go ahead and hit that subscriber button thing, because I want to see the numbers go up as high as possible. Let's do 1,000 right now. I think 1,000 is definitely doable. Each and every one of you can make it happen. And then also hit the notification bell. This is going to let you know when the next video will pop off, which is what I love to use with my favorite creators. Other than that, I hope every single one of you have an amazing day. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.